भुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौरभगवन्तं शङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं त्रोटकं वार्तिककारमन्या अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि समस्तजनकल्याणे सततं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं not follow Sanskrit, don't worry about it. The first in somebody's offering his salutations, and any work that we start with the recognition of by seeking his grace and blessing for starting a new endeavor. And in the process he also reflects upon not just over here introduces the subject matter. So the first shloka I will go ahead and chant, and then you don't have to follow. प्रज्ञानां शुप्रतानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगांस्तविष्टान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नो माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि. So Brahma yatnatosmi, I bow down to that Brahman. Salutations to absolute truth, and I offer my salutations to that Brahman. Who is this Brahman? This Brahman is Vyapya Lokan. It pervades the entire world of pluralistic existence, from where the study starts. The study is in duality, and it is in duality. There is a necessity of prayer, because if there are two things, the other could potentially turn into a harmful thing. So in this duality, that Brahman which pervades the entire world, and how does it pervade? Prajnanam Shupratanaihi, by the very sprinkling of the rays of consciousness. Brahman is this absolute consciousness. Its nature is Satchidananda Swarup. Its nature is existence, consciousness, bliss. So Brahman pervades the world in its divine sprinkling of the consciousness, the reflection of consciousness which takes place in the subtle body over here. And in this way, over here, sthira chara nikara vyapi bihi, the world of sentient and insentient beings are all pervaded by the rays of consciousness. And that consciousness, what does it do when it pervades the world of animate and inanimate objects? Especially that consciousness, when it pervades the world of animate objects, it does stavishtan bhogan bhuktva, having enjoyed what? Stavishtan bhogan, not just any joys, but stavishtan, gross objects. Gross objects, bhogan, bhuktva, having enjoyed, punarapi, as though the enjoyment is not enough in one place, punaha api, again it enjoys, where dishanod bhasitan kamajanyan, born out of latent desires which are still left over after the enjoyment of the gross objects. Dishanod bhasitan, the very subtle reflections which takes place. So over here what is implied is the dream state. Having enjoyed the world of gross objects in the waking state, again that jiva, and who is that jiva? That jiva is none other than Brahman. How did that Brahman become the jiva? By sprinkling the rays of consciousness. And that ray happened to fall upon the antakarana which made the matter chara, sthira and chara. So now this chara vyakhya is on the world of moving objects which are living beings, specifically human beings over here, enjoying the objects of the waking state. As though if that is not enough, again in the dream state, born out of latent deep tendencies, kamajanyan, dishanodbhasitan, again it reveals in a very subtle form, dishanod, and pitvan sarvan visheshan, and upon drinking these world of objects, having drunk all of them, what does it do? Swapiti, it sleeps. So now it has entered the deep sleep state. And what kind of deep sleep is it? Madhurabung, a very sweet deep sleep state which is very pleasing. And how is all this happening? Mayaya bhojayannaha, it has drunk or eaten the food of Maya, having enjoyed the food of Maya. And what is the food of Maya? Desires. Because of the desires, the world of gross objects it enjoys, the world of subtle dreams it enjoys, and it gives up both the waking and the dream and enters a deep sleep. And in this deep sleep, pitva sarvan visheshan, having drunk all the objects, meaning having enjoyed, pitva over here is enjoyed, having enjoyed all objects, it enters this deep sleep. And all this is because it is intoxicated with the food of Maya. But there exists Maya Sankhya Turiyam. The Sankhya of Maya, the counting of Maya. And what is the counting of Maya? The 1, the 2 and the 3. The waking, the dream and the deep sleep are considered to be the Sankhya of Maya, the products of Maya. The 3 states of Maya, Maya Sankhya, but there exists beyond the Sankhya of Maya. And what is that? Turiyam, 4th. The 4th is only 4th because of the Maya Sankhya. Otherwise, Turiyam is all by itself. So, 4th only with respect to the 3rd, the 3 of Maya. What is the Turiyam? Paramam, Amrutam, Ajam. That is the qualification, the description, the adjectives used for Turiyam. So it is Param. What is Param? It is absolute. It is Amrutam. It is immortal. And Ajam, it is ever unborn. That ever unborn Brahman, that ever immortal Brahman, that absolute Brahman which never ever becomes relative, but it is known only as the 4th with regard to the 3 states of Maya. The 3 states in which Maya can be experienced are just none other than the waking, the dream and the deep sleep. And the whole Upanishad only deals with these 3. That is why the subject that is brought up over here by Shankaracharya ji is this. So, what is this Brahman? It is Satchidananda Swarupa. How is it Satchidananda Swarupa? Chit Swarup is pointed out by Prajnanam Shupratanaihi. That is the Chit Swarup, it is consciousness. Then by saying that what is the Sat Swarup? The Sat Swarup is this Ajam, unborn. And by saying that it is Paramam and Amrutam, it is Ananda Swarupa. So Sat, Chit, Anand, even the nature of awareness, nature of Brahman is also indicated in this beautiful shloka. And to that Brahman, which is the 4th, I offer my salutations. Now, how do you offer salutations? When it is nothing but pure consciousness, it is pure existence, and in fact, it is I, me, myself. But for the sake of the vyavhar, for the sake of the transaction that the teacher is going to engage in, for the sake of teaching of the student over here, Shankaracharya ji does namaskar to Brahman. Easy to do namaskar to Krishna, Shiva, Rama. There is a form. But the namaskar to Brahman, how do we do? So, very beautifully, the second shloka is a continuation of the first shloka, because he felt that doing namaskar is one thing. When we do namaskar to Bhagavan, after doing namaskar, God is pleased, then the God is waiting over there, that why did you do namaskar? There is something that you want, isn't it? So, the second shloka serves 2 purposes over here. Now, the namaskar is in terms of prayer. That typically, after doing salutations, we ask for something. But over here, who do I ask and what do I ask for? So I will fill in those blanks after we take a look at this second shloka. Yo Vishvatma Vidija Vishayan Prashya Bhogan Stavishtan Paschachanyat Swamati Vibhavan Jyotisha Svena Sukshman Sarvanetan Punarapi Shanaihi Swatmani Sthapayitva Hitva Sarvan Visheshan Vigata Gunagana Patvasau Nasturiyaha. So this Brahman, I did namaskar to this Brahman, Yat Brahmanatosmi in the first. Now in the second one, O Brahman, that absolute Naha to us, Patu aso Turiyaha. O Turiya, O the fourth one, the Brahman, you please protect me. So, how do we address Brahman? All pervading, that alone is. And what is that Brahman? Over here again, he says, Yaha, that Brahman, who is he? Vishvatma. Vishvatma, again, consciousness identified with the waking state is Vishvatma. So he is a waker. Over here, the waking state. And that waking state Brahman, what does he do? Prashya, he enjoys. What does he enjoy? Bhogan. What bhogan? Stavishtan bhogan prashya. It enjoys gross objects. And how are these gross objects attained? What are these gross objects? Vidija Vishayan. They are born out of Vidhi. What is Vidhi? Pap and Punya. In the waking state, the Pap and the Punya is what it enjoys. Both. We cannot just say it enjoys the Punya. We have to enjoy both comes together. They are so Papa Punya Krutan Vidhija Vishayan Bhogan Prashya. It enjoys the objects born out of our Bhagya. And Paschat, and again later on, what does he do? Paschat Anyan. Again the leftovers, there are some more leftover Pap and Punya. Swamati Vibhavan Jyotisha. Swamati. Outside is the Vishnumati, Vishnu Maya. Inside is the Jiva Maya. So Jiva Maya over here is referred to Swamati Vibhavan. The Jiva Maya created inside world of dream reality Jyotisha. It is revealed. In Jyotisha, it is not astrology over here. Over here what is meant is which is revealed. To bring it to light is what is implied over here. Jyotisha Svena Sukshman. These are subtle objects. Subtle objects enjoyed in the dream state. That dream state we enjoy out of the dream objects. But the dream objects are subtle objects. And after the dream state is over, Sarvan Etan Punaha Api. Again, the Jiva from the waking was thrown to the dream. Again from the dream, Punaha Api Shanaihi Swatmani Sthapayitva. Swa Atmani, in one's own self, sthapayitva, he is placed in his or her own self, and that is none other than the deep sleep state. It is the third state. Hitva sarvan visheshan, and the jiva, this in puratrayam kridati yastu jivaha tatastu kalam sakalam vichitram. These three, the three waking, dream and deep sleep, the jiva, upon living in it, what does it do? It gets fed up once it has enjoyed all these and it gets fed up, hitva, it gives up. Sarvan visheshan, it gives up all of these desires which throws the jiva into the dream, the waking and the deep sleep. Vigata guna gana, devoid of all types of gunas and tendencies and everything. A host of tendencies are renounced, and that Brahman, patu asau nahaturiyaha, you please protect me. Now, how can Brahman protect? Prayer is done, namaskar is done to Brahman. Then, after namaskar is done, oh Brahman, protect me. How can Brahman protect? Now, in our Shastra, it is said, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman is Brahman. So, actually, he is doing namaskar to his Guru, because his Guru is Brahman. And to that Guru who is Brahman, who is Turiya, O Guru, I bow down to you. And, O Guru, you please protect me. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu. So, यहाँ पे this patu asau nahaturiya, O Brahman, protect. He is asking a lineage of teachers to protect. This is the glory of Agama Shastra. Yesterday I had talked about how Shastra arrives from Guru Shishya Parampara. And when the whole world is pervaded by consciousness, how do I do namaskar to consciousness? The namaskar to consciousness is offered only to Brahmagnani, and he is bowing down to his Guru, and from that same Guru rises the world of Maya. He is the Lord of Maya, and the waking, the dream, the deep sleep, he himself is the Lord of it. This is the nobility of Shankaracharya ji, and the parampara. This is paramparagata prapta jnanam acharyavan purusha vedaha. It is the one who has a teacher descending from a noble lineage. Such a person alone reaches. These are acharyavan purusha veda. Sanat Kumaras instruct this to Narad Muni. And Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, the knower of Brahman, becomes Brahman. So that Brahman I bow down to. That teacher I bow down to. Oh my teacher, please protect me. It is that. So this is the opening of Agama Prakarana, and that is why over here it is saying Namaskar to the absolute Agama, Guru, and to that Guru are the two salutation shlokas. One is bowing down and the other one is seeking protection, shelter. Avatu mam, avatu vaktaram, avatu vaktaram. Our mantras, Shanti mantra are there. He has very beautifully captured. If we don't understand this, we miss out on that point and we just say, oh, salutations to Brahman, move on and protect. But it is Guru. Now, Shankaracharya ji writes Sambandha Bhashya. Sambandh, what is Sambandha? This you will not find in your books, this shloka or the Sambandh Bhashya. It is not in our CCMT publication. That's why I am using Gita Press book. It is all in Sanskrit and you don't have to worry about it. Just listen to it. The reason why this type of study is important, it will give a mental framework of understanding how to study Shastra. This day and age, everything, the minute I mentioned the links went out and all those things, things are available on the website. YouTube, you just type in Mandukya and you will find so many commentaries. But Shankaracharya ji gives a roadmap that how should a Shastra be studied? What is the Shastra for? So in the Sambandh meaning union, to unite. And to unite, who is uniting? Over here, the whole thing is not for an atheist. It is not for a jnani. So what remains is, it is for a mumukshu, the one who has a desire. The one who has no belief in it, they are not going to touch this book. So they are automatically out. The ones who are jnani, it is redundant. They are reveling in their own self. They don't need any Shastra. Swayam Shastra Praman. They are themselves Shastra. So Shastra is only for a mumukshu. This we must be very clear about. If we come to scriptures and if we want to talk about it or introduce it to someone, if somebody is not a mumukshu or if they don't believe in it, we should not even open our mouth. So this gives us understanding, because we want to teach anyone and everyone. We cannot. So what is Shastra? Shastra, Shashanat iti Shastra, that which instructs. Why does it instruct? It instructs for our protection. It has no ulterior motive by teaching. Shastra is not going to gain anything. Its only purpose is, and that's it. So, Sambandh, who is uniting? Adhikari. Who's Adhikari? A mumukshu, a student. Now the student has to unite. The student has to unite with what? The student has to unite with Vishaya, subject. So, Adhikari, Vishaya, subject matter. What is the subject matter? Shankaracharya ji introduced in the first two shlokas, Brahman. So, over here it is not Dharma, it is not Karma Yoga, it is not Bhakti Yoga, it is not Dhyan Yoga, nothing. It is bam, 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 12 bullets are thrown over here of Brahman, nothing else. 12 mantras are there in this Upanishad. And it is exclusively absolute truth, without any coloring. So Vishaya is Brahman. Then Adhikari, the student, is united with Vishaya. Then the student, when he is united with this Vishaya, there has to be purpose. Why would a mumukshu pick up a shastra? That is called prayojan. There is a purpose. And the purpose over here is called moksha. Parama prayojan, moksha, liberation. Bas. No siddhi, no nothing is going to be talked about, that you will levitate and this and that. Absolutely nothing. You are going to get moksha if you study Shastra. And the prayojan phala, so adhikari, vishaya, prayojan and sambandha. And there is a union between the student and the subject, the student and the goal, prayojan, and the relationship between the subject matter and the fruit. And that union is sadhanani. Only with proper steps, only with proper spiritual practices, one can reach. In this way, the Sambandha Bhashya starts, Shankaracharya ji talking about Vishaya, Prayojan and Sambandha, only three. And you may wonder, where is Adhikari? Well, the student sitting in front, that's why he has not mentioned Adhikari. But it is called Anubandhana Chatushtayam, the union of the four. What are the four? Adhikari, a qualified student; Vishaya, subject; Prayojanam, the fruit, the desire with which study is taken upon; and the relationship, sambandha, that the student has to cultivate with the subject matter, and the relationship that the student has to cultivate with the goal. And when goal is there, I have to have steps to reach the goal. And in this way, this is called Anubandhana Chatushtaya. So, Om iti etad aksharam idam sarvam. The very first mantra says that Omkar alone is everything. Then, Tasya Upavyakyanam Vedanta Arthasara Sangraha Bhutamidam Prakaranam Chatushtayam Om iti etad aksharam Aksharam Ityadi Arabhyate. This particular textbook starts with Chatushtaya Prakaranam in 4 sections. This Om iti etad idagam sarvam, this Om which is everything, is explained in 4 different sections of this particular textbook. And what is talked about in there? Vedanta Artha Sara Sangraha Bhutamidam. This is the essence of the entire teaching of Vedanta. Vedanta Sara, essence. And essence will be taken in 3 things: Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti. Because all aspects of Vedanta are not discussed in this Upanishad, but nonetheless, in these 4, the only idea which is taken upon is the essence and the essence Om is everything, and everything is approached by the essence that A, U, Ma represent Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti. That is it. अतः एव न पृथक् संबंध अभिधेय प्रयोजनानि वक्तव्यानि. Therefore, there is no other sambandh talked about other than this, and there is no need to even talk about anything other than this. This alone is going to be no need to expound separately anything in, because the whole Upanishad in 12 mantra addresses Om. So our Gaudapadacharya ji, when he wrote commentary on it, the Karika, he did not digress from this. That is what is Shankaracharya ji saying, that what he wrote is only the essence over here. And यानि एव तु वेदान्ते संबंध अभिधेय प्रयोजनानि तानि एव इह भवितुम अर्हति. And all which is revealed in the Vedas is revealed over here. Tathapi prakarana व्याचिख्यासुनाम संक्षेपतः वक्तव्यानि. He is saying, my teacher has written the essence commentary on this particular Upanishad in 4 books. What is written is in essence of Vedanta, and I am writing a commentary on it. Someone may say that my teacher did not address all these different aspects of Vedanta over here. So out of this great reverence, he doesn't want people to think that his teacher, his grand guru, didn't know stuff. He said, I am filling in just little bit through my desire to write this commentary is only to make sure that my teacher is not misunderstood, my grand guru. And for that, I am filling in. Over here, I am using more words to explain because the Sanskrit is little bit tough to follow over here. So all he is saying is, the subject matter being Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, essence of Vedanta, this brings the Vedanta to a very specific topic. This topic, my teacher has composed 4 books. I write the commentary on those 4 books only so that there is no misunderstanding about what is uttered in the 4 books. Tatra prayojanavat sadhanabhihi vyanjakatvena abhidheya sambandham shastram paramparyena vishishta sambandha abhidheya prayojanavat bhavati. The sadhanas revealed for the sake of the purpose born out of the scriptures are all coming through the parampara of Guru Shishya, and the sambandh is the sadhanas revealed through this parampara. Paramparyena vishishta sambandha abhidheya prayojanavat bhavati. The prayojan, the sambandh, all of this will be taken in accordance to lineage, in a proper flow of parampara, and in this way the missing details will be added in through the parampara prapta jnanam, and the shastra then becomes a complete shastra, because Shruti only reveals limited stuff. Over here Shruti has only revealed 12 mantras. Grand Guru has given 215 karikas, and he has these 4 students sitting in front of him. So he's writing bhashya for the 4 students, and along with these are 4 main students, but there are so many others. So everybody cannot grasp it. So the sambandha, prayojana, and over here abhideya vishaya, subject matter, that subject matter, all of them will be addressed through paramparyena vishishta, by the proper flow of parampara. And that is what is talked about over here. Kim punaha tat prayojanam iti uchyate. Why should there be a prayojanam? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of this endeavor? What are we trying to achieve over here? By going through this process of study, rogartasya eva roga nivruttau swastatha. Swasthata. So he says, why engage in this prayojan? Why engage in this purpose of study? So he says, when a person gets sick, the purpose of going to a doctor is roga nivrutti, to get away from the disease. So the purpose of seeking out a doctor when one is sick is to restore health. Swasthata, to restore health. In the same way, tatha dukkhatmakasya atmanaha dvaita prapanchopashame swasthata. But for a jiva, what is the swasthata? For the jiva, what is the proper health? He says the jiva has a disease. What is the disease of the jiva? Dukkhatmakasya anatmanaha dvaita prapancha. The duality born out of the fivefold pentamerous mutual combination, recombination of the 5 element created elemental world, which is the procreator of sorrow for the jiva, which is the genesis and the womb of sorrow, that upashama, to get rid of the duality created world, swasthata, that is considered to be the proper health of a mumukshu. Advaita bhavaha prayojanam. So to get rid of that and to bring back the non-dual abidance is called prayojana. So this is, so sambandha is coming from parampara, prayojana is to get rid of dukkha nivrutti. See how he addressed all of those things. Prayojan, the purpose, dukkha nivrutti, atyantika dukkha nivrutti. And sambandha is born out of proper parampara gata prapta jnana sadhanani cha. And vishaya, it is Brahman. So over here Vedanta Sara Sangraha, that is over there, Vishaya is talked about. What is Vishaya? Vedanta Sar. What is Vedanta Sar? Brahman. But that Vedanta Sar over here is only talked about in Jagrat Swapna Shushupti. So Brahman is the Vishaya All the practices are the sambandha, and the prayojanan, the purpose is advaita bhavaha. Dvaita prapanchasya avidya krutvat vidyaya tad upashamaha syad iti brahma vidya prakashanaya asya arambha kriyate. Loudly speaking all this, it's taking a while. Dvaita prapanchasya avidya krutvat vidyaya tad upashama. The whole creation born out of ignorance. The duality created of the element, avidya krutvat, born out of ignorance, vidyaya tad upashama. It is only the cessation of that only happens out of knowledge. Swasya upashama syad iti brahma vidya prakashanaya asya arambha kriyate. This knowledge, which is none other than Brahma Vidya, and to shed more light on Brahma Vidya, this textbook starts. Yatra hi dvaitam bhavati. Over here he quotes why he's saying that this prayojan is this dukkha nivrutti and Paramananda Prapti and all these things. These are not my created concepts and ideas. He says these are already there in Shastra. And this is already there in Shruti. We are putting the whole thing together for proper understanding. The book has been created. So he's saying that who says that duality creates problem? He says it is in the Shastra. Yatra va anyad iva syat tat tatra anyat pashyed anyaha anyad vijaniyat. Wherever one understands this to be different, this Brihadaranyako yatra anya pashyed anyat vijaniyat yatra va asya sarvatma bhav eva abhut kena kam pashyed kena kam vijaniyat ityadi shrutebhya. It is said in the Shruti that if one sees differences, the differences that one sees becomes the womb of sorrow. But when one does not see, he's just quoting, you have to fill in the gaps over there what the complete quote is. But where the differences disappear, then who sees whom with what? Meaning, the duality disappears. The Shruti says that in the integration of the vision, one alone remains, and that one can never ever be the cause of my own sorrow, because how can I inflict sorrow to myself? So sorrow, the genesis of sorrow is duality. That is what he's saying over here. So, tatra tavat omkar nirnayaya prathamam prakanam agama pradhanam atma tattva pratipatti upaya bhutam. So, now he's saying this textbook starts with 4 sections. And in the 4 sections, the first section is called Agama Prakarana. I have mentioned what is Agama? Shruti. What is Shruti? Revelations. What is revelations? That which was revealed to the Rishi. This is not composed. This is revelation. And because it is revelations, revelations over here, it has arrived over here, and this has arrived over here because it has been passed on. There was an oral tradition, that which was heard has been passed along, and it has come over here. And this Agama Prakarana in this particular Upanishad, what is the subject matter? Omkara Nirnayaya. For the proper understanding of Omkar. What is this Omkar? The whole Agama Prakarana discusses Om. That is what is this. Tasya dvaita prapanchasya upashame advaita pratipatti rajvam iva sarpadi vikalpa upashame rajju tattva pratipatti tasya dvaitasya hetutaha vaitatya pratipadanaya dvitiyam prakaranam. He says the second section of this book is called Vaitatya Prakaranam. Vaitatya Prakaranam is not Agam. Agam meaning that which has arrived through Shruti. Now in this section, it is exclusive Karikas of Gaudapadacharya ji. But the Karikas are based upon Omkara Nirnaya, based upon this Om. And what is said? Om iti etat sarvam. Om is everything. There is nothing other than this Om. So he is saying that Yasya Dvaita Prapanchasya. Now I have already accepted the fact that the dualistic world exists in front of me, and the dualistic world is a cause of my sorrow. And this dualistic world, which is the womb of my sorrow, I have to get rid of it. So tasya upashama, to disperse of the dualistic vision, Advaita Pratipatti Rajvam iva sarpade vikalpa upashame Rajju tattva pratipatti. Just like on a rope where snake is seen, only when the snake vision is dispersed, the rope vision rises. And the rope vision is no longer the womb of sorrow. But the snake, if I see, snake is a womb of sorrow. Why? Oh my God, there is a snake. Oh, it is going to come over here. Oh, it is going to bite me. Then I am going to have poison. Then I am going to die. So the snake drashti is a womb of sorrow because it is going to end up in death. And this is what we fear in the whole world, that I'm going to die, I'm going to die. The body is going to die, equipment is going to die, objects are going to go away. Yes, everything is in flux. So the greatest fear of a human being is death. So everywhere, now get ready for this example. This is all you will see for the next year. And this is a very famous example, snake and rope, and this snake and rope will continue because it is the most perfect example. Over here it is said, just like when the snake vision disappears and ropeness arises, in the same way dvaitasya hetuhu vaithatya, the cause of the unreal vision of the duality created world, knowledge alone can disperse it. In the same way, the rope vision, when it rises, fear goes. In the same way, the unreal nature of the dualistic world, when that disappears, joy, happiness rises right there and then. So the upashama, the dispersing, the cessation of the dualistic vision of Maya created plurality is Vaitatya. Tatya, that which is filled with thatness. Thatness, absoluteness. Vaitatya, that which is devoid of thatness, is called Vaitatya. So, Vaitatya is a name of illusion, Maya, duality, unreal. So that is the second prakarana. It deals with the unreal nature of the pluralistic world. That is the second prakarana. तथा अद्वैतस्य अपि वैतत्य प्रसंग प्राप्तौ युक्तितः तावत् दर्शनाय तृतीयं प्रकरणम. So the third prakarana is called Advaita Prakarana. Why Advaita? So that when the snake vision is removed, and the removal of snake vision, the rope vision rises, but the rope has to be known. So just so that we will not even negate even the ropeness, in the same way we don't reject that absolute, because there are philosophies which has rejected even that absolute. To assert that, to prevent the misconception of prematurely even rejecting the absolute vision, the absolute prakarana asserts its own presence, and thus the third one is required. Somebody may say, why is it required? When snake is gone, rope alone remains. But you have to know the rope. If somebody has never known the rope, if they've never seen the rope, and that is taken up actually, how do I know what I know? It's a big topic. And to establish that, the validity of Advaitam, there is a whole book on that, Advaita Prakarana. That is the third section of Mandukya Upanishad. It is. Then it is said, Advaitasya where did I go? Yeah. Advaitasya tathatva pratipatti pratipaksha bhutani yani vadantarani anyah avirodhatvatu atarthatvena tad upapatti upapattibihi eva nirakaranaya chaturtham prakaranam. The fourth prakarana starts because the fourth prakarana comes over here and says that there are so many different philosophies which come over here, and the different philosophies which come even give commentary of the non-absolute, the absolute nature of Advaita is even discussed by different philosophy, and to negate all that and to re-establish the absolute vision of absoluteness by rejecting the contrary thoughts of different philosophies, the fourth prakarana establishes again the absoluteness. And actually in there the absolute nature is taken as in some places darshan of the absolute as ajatvad is even taken over there, to give proper understanding that absolute alone is. That all these different philosophies, they can come and they create different types of opposition for the absolute. To bring samadhan to that is the fourth prakarana. And in this way Shankaracharya ji addressed in Sambandha Bhashya the not sadhan chatushtaya, but over here anubandhana chatushtaya he explained. Then the four prakarana he explained, and now this omkar, and what are the omkar sadhanani. What is the sadhan? In these four sections, agama prakarana, the illusory nature of pluralistic world, second prakarana, the absolute Advaita prakarana, and to reject all other philosophies and to re-establish the absolute nature of absolute. In these four, what is in there for me? Sadhan. How do I practice? That is the next one before we start the mantra tomorrow. So I will just give a brief explanation of that, and we will get into the Omkar mantra. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyit dukha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.